All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKakodash. Double honors to our apostles, a great millstone that rule with honor and diligence. Honors to you brothers out there. Honors to you elder. Double honors to you elder bishops out there, and you elders and brothers out there pushing this word on the four corners of the earth to wake up the elect. Peace be to the elect and their families, those that change according to the word, calling on the names of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai in time of trouble. We say peace be unto you. May the Lord have mercy on you in these evil times that we're living in. And, we're just going to get into it, man, because, all hell is breaking loose. And the Northern Kingdom tribes, the so-called Latin tribes, are being oppressed here in America, man. And everybody's saying it, that oppression that they're suffering is going to eventually trickle down to you so-called black people in America, man. Like you've always been the target, and you think just because the Hispanic tribes are being targeted that you're not going to be targeted anymore. Well, I got news for you. You're going to be a target in this these up and coming disturbances, man. Now, the brother told me about a video that the brother from GMS Watchmen put up. Basically, ICE ran into this apartment building and just pulled everybody out in their underwear. And man, we've been saying, man, it's crazy. We've been saying for years that this shit was going to happen. That people was going to be, I remember when Apostle Gabar said, look, don't be sleeping, with no clothes on. You might just get pulled out the house butt naked. When he said that, it was like a riff went through Israel, man. Like, damn, you can't be complacent, man. And what happened? That was years ago. But he was talking about he prophesied that to happen in this time, and it just recently happened. And so you can't tell me these men ain't the men of the Lord, man. But we're gonna play this video, and we're just gonna get into some scriptures. Here's a video right here.
Do you see that hundreds of agents raided an apartment complex in Chicago in the middle of the night, taking children out naked and detaining black U.S. citizens? This happened around 1 a.m.
So they was taking children. Oh yeah, Salakia. I'm with the brother. Hey, introduce yourself. I know they probably know Brother Shaki. Yeah, this is the brother. One of the younger brothers in the camp. I know y'all brothers see me doing videos with him. But it's like we live the closest to each other, so it's just like we just made it to where, hey, we on this side of town, we gonna start getting up doing videos, But yeah, they pull. He said they pull adults and children out naked, uncovered. That's just inhuman fucking Maine, bro. You couldn't say, look, you couldn't say, look, we got the building surrounded, we about to come in. Like, even if you had to work your way up floor by floor, you could have let those people put some fucking clothes on, man. But America's is all so fucking moral and upright. And America's always the country that's calling out well, these guys, they were terrorists. That sounds like some shit a terrorist would do. Raid a building, pull everybody out in their fucking underwear in the middle of the night, and don't let them get dressed. You just sitting on the fucking curb in your drawers, bro. Your kids getting hogtied and arrested, man. That's okay though, man. Like,
large apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. Over 300 agents from ICE, FBI, ATF, and other agents showed up to the apartment complex. They came with helicopters, some people saying they saw Black Hawk helicopters, and it seems like they also came hidden in budget and U-Haul trucks. Officials from the government said that they did this because they were looking for 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, even though they never showed a warrant while they were there, and they have not confirmed if they actually detained anyone that is a member of Tren de Aragua. Agents went into nearly all of the 100 apartments that were in the complex. They were busting down doors and dragging people out of their beds. There are reports of kids being zip-tied and being taken out buck naked. Black residents who are U.S.
said kids being jerked out of their houses buck naked. But you know what? You know why this is happening? It's at one point, one side of you want to get mad. You know what I'm saying? Because it is our people. But then the spirit always kick in and be like, yeah, but niggas gotta fucking suffer, man. Hey, Jake gotta get it, man. You know, maybe now you can agree that at least you can agree that this man is a fucking devil. That's only something the devil would do. You mean to tell me you gonna hog tie kids in butt naked? And you know, like, I don't know nobody so-called black or Hispanic that make their children sleep naked. You ever heard of some shit like that? You put your kids to bed naked? You know, like, I don't know nobody that fucking do that. So you kind of got to question, how did those kids get naked? He said buck naked, so that means they have a shred of clothes on. But you see, hey, the Most High, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, He'll take away your comfort if you don't choose to serve Him. He'll take away your comfort, and then if you still don't choose to serve Him, He'll take your fucking life.
Precept.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Sirach 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Yeah, we got brothers in Chicago, Spanish speaking camps. I've stood with those brothers. Those brothers used to come out to Indiana and teach. They used to teach in Chicago on Saturday, and we used to teach on Sunday. And then they used to come to Indiana. And some of the Spanish speaking brothers that's out in the Chicago camp used to double camp, used to camp in Chicago, and then used to come out Sunday and camp in Indiana with us, you know, because the so-called Hispanics out there didn't fucking want us in their neighborhood. You know, and it was Hispanics, you know, it's the truth. I'm not lying. Was fucking driving past throwing eggs at us. The brother that's the head of the camp, the Indiana North camp, got hit in the face with an egg by a Hispanic dude, man. You know why we at camp teaching. So like that fucking that partition that's between the tribes, that shit gotta be dissolved. And the Lord is using this discomfort to dissolve that partition that's up between the northern and southern kingdom. That fucking beef. I don't know what the fuck the beef is with northern and southern kingdom, man. I don't know what the beef is with so-called blacks and Hispanics. You know, like, I'm gonna say this though. In Chicago, Hispanics are fucking cool, bro. Like, you know, like in Chicago, in places like Chicago, California, you know, like, you know, and even some parts of the upper Northeast, you know, New York, and some areas out there, the Hispanics are cool. Hey, so in some parts of Indiana, like, well, you know, my the dude that work on my car, he's Hispanic. And he's cool, you know. He's always like, "Hey, brother, what's up, brother?" You know, and I be praying for that brother, man, because he look out for brothers, man. Like when we take our cars up there, he give us cheaper prices, you know. But for the most part in Indiana, the Hispanics that grew up in Indiana, a lot of them, man, treat Jake fucked up, man. You know, we should have more brothers that are Northern Kingdom in these camps in Indiana. You know, them brothers used to drive from Chicago and speak and had damn near had a second Spanish speaking camp here in Indiana. I remember that, and they was coming consistently for months until the Northern Kingdom people was like, okay, we're not gonna fuck with y'all no more. You know, because they seen that